In this video, we are going to go through the multi-texture editor and its relationship with the colorways. Here I am in my colorway mode, and as you can see in Close 6.0, your colorway editor has been slightly updated so that all the elements in your style have been organized into different sections. If I wanted to add a new colorway, I still will just have to go to this plus button here and select that. Now that I have a new colorway, I am just going to rename this as Colorway B. Once my Colorway B is highlighted, I can then just go to my object browser, and I'm going to first go to my cotton twill fabric. This fabric also has a print on it. It has a print on the back using the add print function. I'm first just going to worry about the facing of this. So I'm going to go to my texture editor tool here, and now with this up, I can now start to do a lot of different options. So here I can select this, and I'm going to change the color first. I'm going to change it to a dark blue, and I can add a second print. So here I'm going to add another print here, and I'm going to add this print here. Now that my print has been added, I can start to adjust and move this around as normally. I can tile this, I can turn on desaturation, and I can play around with my blend modes. So I can try out multiply, I can play around with the intensity of my desaturation, I can switch around with my blend options still. Trying to figure out exactly which blend option I want. I'm happy with this right now. Once I'm all set here, I can then just hit apply, because I'm going to now go into my texture editor tool, and I'm going to play around with the size. So here I'm going to make my size a little bit larger, and I'm happy with that. I don't want to change around any longer. I could keep going around and playing around if I wanted to, but I'm happy with how this is. So I'm now going to hit apply and close, and once I hit update, you'll see that my Colorway B has been updated to have this print. Now I also have this print on the back side of my fabric. Here I can start to adjust this. Now with the add print, I could select different faces. That will affect my first colorway though if I do. I can though go into my multi-texture editor and play around with the type of print. So here I can hit add and bring in a different print. So I could resize this print so that it fits width-wise, and I can delete this first print so that I just use this one. I can resize this canvas if I'd like, so that it fits the artwork that I'm using right here. And again, it's fine. This is a transparent background because this is an add print layer. And I'm just going to select apply and close. If I wanted to continue to adjust this print scale, I would have to go to the transform section in the property editor. That is because you cannot use the texture editor tool to just adjust the scale of the add print. The transformation tool will work with the entire texture. So now I want to change the color of this print, so I'm going to change the color to black. I'm going to hit OK. And also to help this print pop a little more, I'm going to change the back of this cotton twill to not have a print on it. So I'm going to uncheck same as front. And then I'm going to go into my multi-texture editor window, and I'm going to delete this print. so that it's just solid on my back, and now I can hit apply and close. And again, that only affected the back, and it only affected this colorway. So as you can see, we changed quite a lot around in colorway B, and none of that has affected colorway A. Now, of course, as normal, you could select your top stitches and change around the colors. Holding down shift is going to allow you to select multiple at once. And now I'm all set with colorway B. So here, if I go to rib, I see that my texture is desaturated and I have a color here. If I uncheck desaturate and turn off this color, this still will not affect colorway A. I can go to my multi-texture editor here. Once this window pops up, I can even add a print. I can select add here. And now I have a print here. I can resize using my wheel, tiling it all out. I'm going to go into my fabric swatch here, change the color around. Maybe I'm going to desaturate this a bit. And I can change my circle colors so that this is a tonal, but I just have to remember to hit desaturate. And now I have a whole nother rib t-shirt colorway. So now this is all set. I'm going to hit apply and close. If I wanted to continue to play around the scale, I would use my texture editor tool. And now when I hit update, you'll see that this has only affected colorway B. If I switch back to colorway A and I select this rib, you will see that it's still desaturated and that the color is still the tofu. However, if I go back to colorway B, the texture is no longer desaturated and I don't have any color. So these are quite significant changes that have not affected either colorway. Another great ability with this multi-texture editor is the ability to change out graphics. So here, using this edit graphic tool, I'm going to select this graphic. I'm going to go to my texture editor and I'm going to add a second graphic here. So I'm going to add this flower. I can resize it. I can adjust and play around with this. I can move around the layers. I can hit apply, and now I have a whole new graphic on my jeans. If I didn't want this splatter any longer, I could delete this. Now I have a whole new print again, and I could hit apply and close. Hitting update, you'll see the change, but you'll see that it did not affect colorway A. So here I still have the splatter in colorway A, but in colorway B, I have this floral graphic. So now you can easily switch out a floral graphic. So now I'm going to add a third and final colorway, colorway C. And in this colorway, I'm going to change some prints around again, so that you can see that even changing prints on top of new prints, it still won't affect either colorways. So going to this multi-texture editor, I'm just going to add a wash on top. I can delete this old print, resize this wash, turn on my desaturation, play around my colors and my blending. And I can change my opacity around. And once I'm all happy, I can just hit apply and close. Now let's say I don't want any print on the back of my fabric. Here I'll have to change the opacity. I cannot delete this print. If I delete this print, it will affect all the other prints. If I hit delete here, and if I hit update, that will affect everything, as you can see. So as you can see, I don't have any prints. I'm just going to hit Control Z very quickly. so that I can undo this. But as you can see, deleting something will affect everything. So if I just change the opacity down to 0 though in this colorway, and if I hit update, it will only affect colorway C. It will not affect colorway B or A, only C. The same will be said for this graphic. So if I select this graphic and change the opacity to 0, hit update, I'll still have the graphic on these two other styles, but I won't have it on this third. I can also change this color around with my texture editor, and here I can just change this color to make it lighter, hit OK, and now I can just update this. And now I can also change this rib around completely, so I can go to my multi-texture editor, and I can even go back to what I originally had. So here I can just delete that print, change it so I have no color here in my multi-texture editor, and turn off desaturation, apply and close. And then add the desaturation in my property editor and change the color in my property editor. And when I update, it will not affect colorway B, it only affects colorway C. Colorway B, desaturation will still be checked off, while in colorway C, desaturation is checked on. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching.